Good evening. Welcome. All right. Go ahead and find yourself on your mat. Also, for this evening, I'm going to recommend seeing if you can find a little bit of wall space for towards the end of class, so we can play around a little bit with some inversions, which I haven't really done in my yoga yet, but if you've been doing some yoga or following me at all, then I think it's going to be a great next step option for playtime. Of course, always honoring your body, and always feel free to opt out of anything that doesn't feel good to you. So just centering in, taking a minute to arrive on your mat. And if you're arriving with me here in the evening, this is a great opportunity to just let go of the day, letting go of anything that may have happened, good or bad, positive or negative. We're just going to let it all go for a moment here and really become present with our bodies, with our breath, becoming present in our now. Just coming to the now moment in your mind, coming to the now moment in your body. And the quickest way to come into the now moment is to focus on your breath. Because breathing can only happen in the present moment. Arriving here in the now moment with any emotions you may be carrying. And going ahead and letting them go for now as well too. Knowing that any emotions you may be feeling are dictated by either something that happened in the past or something you're anticipating in the future. And right now, all we need to be doing is breathing. If you haven't already, go ahead and begin inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Lengthening that breath just a little bit more. And bringing your hands to the ground in front of you, leading with the chest, beginning to walk your hands out in front, forward fold. Chest leads towards the ground. Maybe you can drop your elbows to the ground. Maybe you're pressing into those fingertips. Make sure your tailbone, your sit bones are still rooted to the mat and you're not starting to peel up from the mat as you lean forward. If you do, go ahead and back out. You only come as far as you can while remaining planted on the mat. Inhale, pressing up to center, switching the cross of the feet. With the new foot in front, begin walking forward. Again, leading with the chest, drawing out long through the crown of the head, staying planted through the hips. On your next inhale, beginning to press up, coming back to center. Let's go ahead and take those feet nice and wide. Straddle the legs. Take them as wide as you can and still have your legs straight. Pressing those quads towards the earth. Maybe you roll a little bit of flesh out from under your sit bones, helping your pelvic bone tilt forward a little bit. Go ahead and find that length in your spine. From this place of length, go ahead and begin to walk your hands out. Still flexing those feet, toes pointing up towards the sky. Breaths here, giving us some time to open into the inner thighs. Maybe you come down onto your elbows, continuing to draw that chest forward, crown of the head forward. Breathing deeply to find that opening. Next inhale, beginning to press up to seated. Go ahead and draw those feet out long, legs together, nice and straight. Remove the flesh again if you need to. Finding that nice rounded seat, nice flat back. So from this nice long spine, go ahead and interlace those fingers, pressing the palms forward, drawing those elbows in towards one another. Go ahead and squeeze those shoulder blades together on your back. And inhale, arms go up. Continuing to press those palms towards the sky. You're going to keep drawing those forearms back. They might not be next to your ears tonight. That is okay. We're just working our way towards that position. Just keep working those forearms back, keep squeezing those elbows towards one another, keep pressing those palms up. Breathing into the side body. I know what it looks like we're just sitting here. We're still activating so many muscles. And release, but we're not done yet. Switching the interlace, so the different thumb, the new thumb is on top now. You probably started with a comfortable cross or interlace, so this one probably feels a little bit awkward. Usually does. Pressing those thighs down towards the mat, activating the quads by drawing those kneecaps up towards your body, squeezing those elbows in, spreading across the palms, then squeezing those shoulder blades together on your back. From here, with the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky, go ahead and begin to bring those hands up towards the sky. Pressing up, lengthening. And as you lengthen through the palms, you're still drawing those shoulders down away from your ears. There's space in your neck. Drawing those forearms back. And release. Nice work. Go ahead and begin to walk those hands forward, down the legs. Forward fold, leading with the chest. Breathing into the backs of the legs here. The feet are still flexed. Maybe you grab thighs, maybe you grab shins, maybe you grab feet. Wherever your body's at tonight is perfect. It's most important that we keep working towards a nice straight spine. That we keep working towards drawing that chest towards our legs, not hunching through the back. We're not in contest. We're not even in contest with ourselves. We're simply here for growth, for healing, for presence. We're here to push our edges and our boundaries. Leg across over to the right side, foot rests against the mat, right leg comes over, sole of the foot comes to the mat, and then just double check that your hips, your sit bones are planted on the mat and you're not like tilting over to one side. If you are, you can straighten the bottom left leg and just cross the right leg over. And you should be able to get a nice straight seat. From there, yogi's choice, you can either hug the right knee with the left arm or hook the elbow. Right arm comes behind you, pressing up to lengthen first through the spine. Now from here, and only from here, inhale, one more lengthen, exhale, twist. Breathing into this twist here. Cross again. Remember, if your hips don't both come back to the mat to where you can get a nice straight spine, straighten that bottom leg. From there, taking your hug or your hook, and you may be different on one side to the next, but I really encourage you to take the same position on each side, and that way we'll be able to move closer to balance. So if you hooked on the last side, hug on this side. If you hooked, try a hook, pressing first into that back hand, extending through the spine, reaching up, inhaling here, lengthening once more before you exhale into your twist. next exhale, releasing back to center. Go ahead and uncross those legs. I'm going to take my socks off now. I've been leaving them on as long as I can in the class because it's a little cold out these days. Go ahead and make your way onto your hands and knees. And we're just going to start with some nice gentle cat-cows. So go ahead and line everything up. Knees are hips distance apart and also stacked right under the hips. Wrists are stacked under shoulders. Go ahead and really spread those fingers wide. So wherever you have them, see if you can spread them a little wider. So they look like starfish hands. From this nice wide spread, space between every single finger, really press all four corners of the palm into the mat. So you might rock a little bit backwards, and you might rock a little bit forwards, and then come back to center where you feel the pad of each fingertip and all four corners of each palm pressing into the mat. From here, I'm going to tuck my toes under. You can do either tops of the feet on the mat or toes tucked under, yogi's choice. Dropping that belly down towards the mat, tailbone and crown rise, pressing through the hands into cow. And then we're going to press back into cat, arching the spine. And let's just take a few of these nice and slow. Normally I do it one inhale to one exhale. But let's go ahead and just take a few breaths in each position, going a little deeper than we normally would. So a few breaths here in cow. How deep can you get into it? And back into cat. And now breath by breath. Inhaling cow, exhaling cat. And forward and backward. And forward and backward one more time. Neutral spine, nice work. Left foot back, pressing out through the heel, seeing if you can get an opening across the calf. And go ahead and lift that left foot up. I'd like to do just a little bit of side core, and then we're actually going to do some more core in down dog. So go ahead and take left foot back, right foot's forward. And then we're going to take the left knee out to the side, right elbow out to the side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee to opposite sides. And lengthen. And elbow and knee to opposite sides, keeping that knee up as far as you can. A couple more times if you can, stay with me. Crunch, and inhale, lengthen, and exhale, crunch. One more time, inhale, lengthen, exhale, hand and knee, return to mat, set up for the other side, right leg back, stretching through that calf, pressing out through the heel, pushing through your hands, really get an opening there. Once you've got a nice opening, go ahead and bring that right foot up to parallel. Left arm extends. Knee and elbow to the side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. And lengthen. crunch. Beautiful work. Just a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, hand and knee to mat. Big toes together, hips shift back. Belly drops down in between the knees. Arms come forward, forehead to mat, child's pose. Next inhale, coming forward, back onto the hands and knees, tucking those toes under. Here's the next lovely core I promised you a few moments ago. Again, making sure those fingers are nice and spread. We want to come into a really nice down dog. Tucking those toes under, pressing up and back. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Armpits are rolling in towards your ears. You're gazing back. If you see your heels, angle them out just slightly more so they're just out of view. You're really pressing up and back through that tailbone, maybe even bend the knees to get that, and then begin to lengthen. Bringing that left foot towards center, right foot up, three-legged dog. And exhale, coming forward, forehead to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, returning the right foot to the mat. Inhale, left foot up, three-legged dog. You're doing so good. I know it's hard. Knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Going across, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose. One more time, lengthening out. Exhale, left foot comes down. Knees come wide. Press back, child's pose. So we're going to get the shoulders nice and warmed up so that we can play around right at the end with a little bit of headstand. Inhale, coming back forward onto the hands and knees, pressing those hips up and back down dog. Breathing here, armpits in, shoulder blades spread, relaxing through the head and neck, pressing those heels towards the mat, tailbone up and back as if someone had a rope tied to your tailbone and was pulling it back at a diagonal. Up, 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 inhale, knees bend, gaze forward, exhale. Floating your feet to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's go ahead and take a step back. Feet nice and wide. Go ahead and line up the front heel with the back instep. From find that alignment. Actually, I'm going to come forward a little bit. So it's about ankles under wrists. So a little shorter than the ankle under handstands. We're going to be coming into triangle with an option to add on for some core. Go ahead and shift that left hip back. Stretch forward through that front right side body. Reach, reach, reach. When you can't reach forward anymore, go ahead and drop that hand to meet the ankle. You're going to press that hand into the ankle, continuing to roll open in the shoulders, roll open in the belly, through the rib cage. Roll, 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 pressing out through those hips. And then maybe you inhale that top arm up. Option to add on core. Lifting those hands together as if you're holding a big ball. So my belly is very activated to hold my whole top body up. Tailbones tucked under. This is not coming from your lower back. If it feels like it is, please come back here or even kickstand on your shin. And then as if someone's grabbing your top hand, pulling you up, come on up. Beautiful work. Just switching the position of the legs. This is a build your own class, so always honoring your body. If I don't mention every possibility of what you might be feeling, but it just feels not right, please come out of any pose that just doesn't feel right. For the most part, yoga should feel right. Hard, maybe, but it shouldn't feel wrong. So go ahead and shift those right hips back. Now we're lengthening through the left side body. When you can't lengthen anymore, that's when you let that hand fall. Where that hand falls, you press, 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 rolling open through the rib cage, through the chest. Right arm comes up. You're tucking that tailbone under. You're still utilizing the core here to hold that top body up. If it's too much though, you can do a little kickstand with that hand, or maybe you're coming all the way here, holding that big ball. Opening back up as if someone's grabbing that top hand. Coming up, beautiful work. Release. Both feet pointed towards the side of your mat now. Toes pointing forward or slightly in, not out. Not out. Straight or in. Coming into Prasarita. Let's go ahead and start straight away with the hands. So clasping your hands behind your back, drawing those fists down towards the ground. Coming into a nice straight back here. Tucking that tailbone under. Beginning to draw that chest forward. Coming into a forward fold. As you come down to the bottom, begin to lift those fists up and away from your back. Getting a nice shoulder stretch here as well. Go ahead and bring those hands back to your lower back. And beginning to rise up. Nice strong back. All the way to standing. Just a couple more standing poses before we're going to make our way to the wall. So go ahead and bring those left toes back, pointing towards the front of the mat. Here you might want to swivel, squiggle, shimmy that back foot out a little bit more so that we can come into a nice low lunge. Maybe too low. Finding that happy medium. So you want to be able to get in deep enough that you feel like you're doing some work, but not so deep that you can't hold it for a few breaths. Make sure that front knee is not coming over the ankle. Taking that right arm to the right knee. Again, this is a lateral side bend, rolling open from the belly, the ribcage, the shoulders. This arm comes up, and then you might bring it forward, extended side angle, pressing through that elbow, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. We're lengthening everything. Nice, long line from the outer edge of that left foot through those left fingertips. And inhale up. We're going to come into a revolved side angle as well, and we'll do this one instead of with the hand on the ground. We'll also do this with the elbow supported. So go ahead and take a step up with that back foot. And now we're going to take our feet off the tightrope. So that right foot is going to go towards the outside edge of the mat. That left foot's going to go to the opposite outside edge of the mat. You're really going to shift those hips around so that the toes are pointing very much inward and the heels pointing almost back. In fact, you might even come and take that heel up off the mat. Let's actually go ahead and do that for tonight. Bending into that front knee. Again, the knee doesn't come over the ankle. We're going to continue to twist that body around until that left elbow comes to the right knee. And then I'm just making a cup with my hand and putting my top fist, my right fist, into that left hand. You can do prayer hands also. And just pressing those hands together to continue to get that twist. Go ahead and release the twist, release the hands to the mat. Bring that back heel back to the mat. And inhale all the way up, straightening that leg. Let's go ahead and set up for both those on the other side. And then get ready to find a space on the wall. Okay, we can stay on the tight rope a little bit for this one. So we won't come off of it until we do the revolved. So heel with the instep, left heel in step with the right foot, lined up. Nice straight line down your mat, bending into that front knee. Bringing that left elbow to that left knee. Right arm comes up. Again, opening through that belly, through those shoulders. The longest line you can make through the back edge of that right foot, through the fingertips. Inhale all the way up. Coming off that tight rope. Left foot to the side, right foot to the side of the mat. Twisting those hips around. Bringing that back heel up off the mat, bending into that front foot. Again, just double check that that front knee is not going over the ankle. Go ahead, bring that right elbow, left knee, pressing the hands, revolved side angle. Both hands to the mat, swiveling that back foot, that back heel to the mat. Inhale all the way up to standing. All right, go ahead and heel toe your feet together. Coming off of your mat, go ahead and bring your mat to a wall. go away from the wall with mine, and I might just close class in this position. So to start off, I want you to put your back against the wall. And then you're going to put your feet out, and where your heels are right now is where your hands are going to be in a minute. So make mental note. Then, coming forward, your hands clasp where your feet were. And we're going to give two kind of up the walls an option. So this measurement kind of helps get the position we're going to be doing up the wall, which is ultimately a, oh my gosh, a downward dog on the wall. Okay, you're going to begin to walk your feet up the wall, and then back down to where they're sitting flat, and your back is over your arms. I feel like I need to come out a little further because my back's not actually, you know. Go ahead and try sticking your elbows where your heels were. It's been a minute since I've done this one. My apologies. Now we're gonna give it a second shot. There we go. So you're making an L shape. Pressing into those elbows. And it probably only feels good for a few breaths. It's a lot of work to stay up there. Releasing your shoulders. So go ahead and continue to take that one. So if you missed it, where you sit on the wall, where your heels hit, you want your elbows to go there, not your hands. My apologies. Once you get your elbows where your heels are, you can go ahead and make that L shape against the wall. This is actually harder than what I'm going to offer next, but it's a great way to begin really building up the muscles it takes to do the headstand. So I'm going to go ahead and use the wall for this headstand as well, and you may too, and it's just kind of fun to play with and to kind of work towards an inversion practice. So we're gonna, I don't know if you'll hear me when I'm facing the wall. You're gonna face the wall and clasp your hands pretty close to the wall, maybe just a few inches away. You're gonna place your head onto the ground in the crux of your hands. So you're making like a tripod support between your forearms, your head, and the floor. From there, we're gonna begin to walk our feet up as close as we can to our body. And then you can practice raising one leg and then the other. And then finally kick up onto the wall. And you're really gonna press down through those forearms. Not a lot of weight is gonna be through your head because you're really pushing those shoulders down and away. The head is just kind of a balance point. It's not going to bear much weight. And if you don't feel that you can really support it with your shoulders, then just keep practicing with the legs against the wall, building up those shoulder muscles. So from the kick up, you might begin to play, bringing your feet away from the wall. that kick up a couple times. Then we're gonna head back to our mats. You can stay where you are against the wall with your mat. Go ahead now, as you come down, as you're ready, making your way all the way onto your back on your mat. So, go ahead and roll all the way down onto your back, crossing that left leg over the right, dropping both knees over to the right, gazing out over that left shoulder, supine twist. Across the legs, dropping them over to the left, gazing out over that right arm. Back to center, opening those legs out long, arms open to the side. Go ahead and tuck those shoulder blades under the back just a little bit, opening the chest, allowing those shoulders to plant deeper onto the earth. And you're beginning to relax here in Shavasana, final resting position, and beginning to release any control over the breath, allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. As your breath returns to its natural rhythm, begin to observe it. Observe the way it feels coming in and out of your body, the rise and fall of your chest. Maybe you hear the faint sound of your breath. position, give yourself a moment to begin pressing up to seated, allowing your head and neck to come up last. Welcome back to seated. Welcome back to here and now. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Just taking a moment to give yourself gratitude for showing up, thanking yourself for breathing, for moving through the asanas, through the poses, and for committing